One day, I'm gonna ride in one of those things.
In the bridge scene, Powder is being guided by Vi through the carnage. Her voice is the only voice we hear throughout this scene, singing a song that's a plea for help from bot side to top side. The hopefulness of the song, as well as Powder's vocals, are contradicted by the harsh reality of the situation around them, with built of a burning olive branch as opposed to extending one. When Powder sees the dead bodies, we hear and see the static that's associated with the fracturing mental psyche of Jinx as opposed to Powder. Whether this was the trigger point of her mental health issues or not, this indicates to the audience that Powder has had these issues from a young age. Powder doesn't react much to the death of her mother until she sees Vi breaking down, showing how Powder's emotional reaction is dependent on how well Vi is holding up. If Vi is calm, so is Powder. If Vi stays strong, so does Powder. In the heist scene, as opposed to Vi in the opening of the heist, Powder is set at the back of the group, aside from the initial climb where she's sandwiched in between more capable members of the group. Since this is her first mission with the group, she's behind everyone in the metaphorical and literal sense of the term. While Powder shows her potential to be one of the group here, she still has a long way to go, with her sister having to save her from falling off the roof, enforcing Vi's protector core, as well as Powder's core, which I would say at this point is dependency. While every character has someone they do depend on, I think Jinx is the character that best personifies this, especially when it's contrasted with what happens when Powder does go off and make her own decisions. Chaos is only so far behind. Inexperience aside, her first lines show how she has aspirations.
One day, I'm gonna ride in one of those things.
Not only that, but using something as declarative as I'm gonna instead of something more wishful as I wanna shows us how determined and optimistic Powder is about her future, no matter how realistic one might think it is. It should be said at this point, especially with the child/teen characters in this part of the show, alongside the show being a character-driven story, the goals of the characters take a back seat in their introduction and are established later on in the show. At this point, characters are going through their day-to-day life with their current actions informing the plot. Finally, with both Vi and Powder, the most important thing to convey in these introduction scenes is their bond, as this is the core and heart of the show. If we see them care about each other, we get invested. I think that these introduction scenes achieve this goal. For example, when the dust settles, the decision to show Vi holding Powder's hand harder was such a small yet effective detail to show how much Vi cares for Powder.